Okay, let's see here. Nobody's on yet, I don't think. Hopefully everybody didn't forget.
Vader just said I thought it was tomorrow.
Tara.
Hey.
How's it going?
Good. How's it going with you?
Not bad. You're the first one. Like, I think everybody forgot.
Well, you know what happened? I think we just wait. Let me get rid of Andrew Cuomo. Okay. I think that I wasn't sure if we were having one.
Yeah, every Wednesday. We originally sent you guys. Next week we'll do a better job of there's Rod. Well, next week we'll do a better job of a little more advanced. But originally, when we first sent out the email to everybody,
Right.
we gave everybody Wednesday at this time to be on.
Right.
So next week we'll maybe throw like a reminder, like 12 hour or 24 hours in advance or something.
I think Tyler did do that.
He might have. I don't know.
Yeah, no, he's good about that.
I didn't even realize today was Wednesday until I looked at I was like I thought it was Tuesday still. So for me, I'm a little behind as well.
How was your weekend?
Good. Yeah, now people are jumping on. We got Ryan just jumped on.
How's it going, guys?
Hey, Karen.
Hi.
Somebody that says iPhone's on. Not sure who that is.
Yeah, that's me, Dave Bader. I'm driving here. I got the times mixed up or something.
Hey, Bader. How was your birthday, man?
My birthday was great. Perfect day for golf.
Played some golf?
Oh yeah. Took my
Nice.
son out golfing. It was perfect out. No wind. 75.
Can't beat that.
No. It was good.
We're at the time of year right now in the Midwest where it can be 75, 80 degrees one day and 55 the next day.
Yeah.
I was gonna go camping this weekend, and it was 80 degrees for us over the weekend, and so I was gonna go camping this upcoming weekend, and the temperature is only supposed to be it's gonna be down to 30 degrees at night, and like 50 during the day, and I'm like, no, I'm not camping.
No.
I'm not that hardcore yet. I mean, if I had to do it, like if it was a survival situation, I would do it, but no sense. So I don't know, you guys. I don't know how many other people are going to jump on. Looks like Ryan's on too. Ryan, how's it going?
Awesome. Yeah, how's it going, guys?
Good. So,
Good.
so let's just kind of get into it. We record all this, and you guys get the recordings and stuff, and you know, we'll make sure everybody gets the recording in case somebody else got questions or whatever. But how's everything going for all you guys? Anybody have any questions? Anybody have any comments? Anybody? There's Jeff Ader. Anybody have any, anything that you want help on? Anything you want my opinion on? What can we do to help you guys? What's going on?
So I'm interested to see if this is going smoothly for everyone, because I'm having a couple of bumps.
That's totally normal, which is why I wanted to do these follow-ups, because you guys are learning a brand new skill, right? I mean, and depending on how well some people are built to really understand this stuff super, super simple. If Amanda or Tyler look at something technical and I look at something technical at the same exact time, both of those guys will get it before me. I mean, it's not even close. Now, I still can figure it out and I get good at it, but it takes me a little bit longer. So that's totally normal, Tara. I mean, but let's take this opportunity. There's Robbie. Let's take this opportunity to talk about some of this stuff. That's why we're doing this. It's totally normal to have questions, and I want you guys to ask questions, and we got to get through this stuff, and these little bumps, we can just blow right past them and make them a thing of the past, but we got to talk about them. So what do you got?
Hey, Matt, I've narrowed down my VAs to a couple. One, she's saying the least she can go down, because I offered like $3 pay.
Mm-hmm.
She said the least she can do is $450.
Okay.
And she mentioned because of the 20% Upwork fee.
Yeah. I just so you guys know, I just asked, I figured it out. I figured out how much, I got a little sliding scale for how much Upwork charges. And there's a sliding scale. Basically, the longer that you've been with them, it can go down, but there is a fee. And so I get it. So yeah, so they're keeping some of it. So you have to make a decision though, if $450 is something you want to spend, how many hours you're going to have them work, and if they're worth that. You can, I have, there's a girl, I just gave her a raise to $4. She's on my team. She's been with me for, I think, how long, Tyler, how long has Leslie been with us? About a year, right?
Yeah.
So I started Leslie out at $3 an hour, and she is freaking amazing. She's the one that jumps on there's a computer. I moved it. It's right down here now. And she's so fast. Like, things are so amazing. And I lost track of time. I don't give people in my company raises. Like, I expect the people that they work for to give them the raises. But so I didn't know that she hadn't gotten a raise in like a year. And so she spoke up, luckily, because I've been giving her a lot more responsibilities, only because she's so good. Like, she's amazing how much work she gets done. And so I just bumped her up to $4, and we got her from Upwork. And so she was making $3 an hour, and she's been that. So you have to make that decision. You have to decide. Now, you can say, hey, I don't really feel comfortable with $450. However, I don't have another VA right now. So I'm going to go ahead and hire this gal. Here's the beauty of virtual assistants, you guys. This is the awesome part. You can say, no problem. I'm going to hire you for $450. Then you see how she does. Maybe she's flat out amazing. And maybe you say, hey, it's totally worth it. I can't believe the amount of work she's getting done. Could be. Now, you could say, okay, I need to get this stuff done. I need to get this virtual assistant in play. I'm going to hire her for $450. But at the same time, I'm going to be off to the side looking for another virtual assistant that's cheaper. You can do that too. You can switch. You can go back and just tell the lady, hey, I found somebody else. or I just don't need you anymore, or whatever. And that's okay. You can do that and save yourself $1.50 an hour. So, and you have no backlash, no repercussions, doesn't matter. You can get rid of somebody with no notice, anything. That's the beauty of virtual assistants. So Rod, what I would do in your case, how many hours do you think you're going to have this gal working? Now, I'm going to tell you guys all right now, it's always you think you're going to need them more than what you actually do. I mean, whatever speed you think you can do it at, they're going to be faster than you if they're good. So how many hours do you think you'll need her?
I'm thinking starting out, I know it's going to be below 30.
Oh, dude, you're talking. I'm telling you, it's going to be 15 hours. You're double as many. I'm just telling you, I really feel that way. In fact, I would plant that seed and tell her, here's how I would handle the negotiation on the 450. I'd say this. I'd say, listen, here's the deal. 450 is out of my budget. However, if you're amazing and you really crush it for me, and you get, I was expecting this to be, 20, 25 hours a week. If you get this work done in 10, 15 hours, then it makes sense for me to pay you the 450. So let's give it a try. Let's see how you do. Now they're going to scrunch a lot more work into a shorter amount of time. Okay. So think about it. So you want to pay 3. She wants 450. That's $1.50 an hour. You got them working 15 hours a week. It's going to cost you, what is that? So we got $1.50. That's $15. So you're $22.50 more to have that person versus a $3 an hour. It might be worth the shot. If she's really good, maybe it's worth it. All of this stuff, you guys, is worth it when you start making money from closing deals that they help you with, right? You close one deal and it pays for them for the year. Like, it's that good, and the margins are that big. So you just got to get to that point. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. Now, one thing I was thinking, Matt, I don't know how much work I'll need for them to do. I mean, I just sent out my first mailing, about 600 through the vacant list. My thinking was like, okay, should I kind of go through the trenches, see what I need done, and then, assign the task to my VA? Because right now I'm still kind of struggling. Okay, what if I hire her today? Like, do you start paying them today?
No. Once you hire them, you pay them when you give them work to do. You could hire them. You could go through today and say, hey, it's great. I'm going to hire you. Can you start on Monday? You could do that.
Okay.
Yeah, you just pay them once a week. Again, you can pay with your credit card. Now, here's what I would do. You're going to have leads coming in, right? Your direct mail's going to hit. You're going to have leads coming in, all that, plus all the other stuff that I told you guys to do. We talked last week about the free ways you should be getting leads, right? You guys remember all that stuff? Are you putting all that stuff in play? Because here's the other thing is, like, I have Leslie that I was just talking about, my VA from the Philippines. She was making 3. I just bumped her to 4. She sends me, so every day she's required to get me 75 new cash buyers in the Quad Cities.
Wow.
So, and I just put her on this task. So she's up to 400. She sends me an update every day. She's up to 400 new cash buyers in the Quad Cities. So I give her this task. So keep in mind, you got to be thinking ahead. Like, you don't want any gaps. And this is all work that you should not be doing. Like, there's more important stuff for you to do. Finding cash buyers is really easy. So, so I have her go on there every day, and she's required to give me 75 new cash buyers. So you could have your VA start with that. You don't have to wait on the direct mail to hit. You need cash buyers. And right now, guys, the cash buyer piece is the most important piece, because getting the deals is not hard. You guys will get deals. The market we are in a recessionary bubble right now. And so I don't know how long it's going to last. I noticed that in Arizona, Open Door just started making offers again. They shut down when the whole COVID thing hit. So they're already back. So that they're a hedge fund. So they see the hedge funds watch more numbers than any other companies on the planet. They see the trend. So I think I think we got time. We're going to make money from this, but it's going to evaporate. The opportunity sometime next year is going to go away. So, so with that, you need buyers, right? I mean, if you think you have a strong buyers list, no, keep building it. The guys that I see struggling right now are the guys that their buyers, they have not worked to grow actively grow their buyers, and they go to close and their buyer had a hard money lender, and the hard money lender is no longer lending money. And now the guy can't close. Oh crap, now I can't close. That's the people struggling. The big money's coming out of the woodwork. Yesterday, well, let me take you guys back. Saturday, I got a text message from somebody I haven't talked to in years about real estate. She wanted deals, man, I bet it's been 5-6 years ago. I haven't even thought about it. All of a sudden I get a text from her, hey, I want to buy some more property. So I'm like, cool, what do you got? You know, how much do you want to invest? She's like, well, I want to throw 150 grand at a deal right now. So we had a deal go under contract, and I sent a text message with this phone. I sent a text message yesterday. Hey, here's the deal. Here's your first one. It's 150 grand. I was going to sell it for 160. I'm going to discount it to 150. She sends back sold. Done. Just like that. That's a buyer that cash, all cash. That's a buyer that was not buying over the last few years because the prices have gone up too much. Now they're out of the market. Now they're back in. That's why you've got to always be building your cash buyers list. So make sure every single person here should be doing that piece right now. That's something you can hand off to your VA and give them a budget. So what I do with Leslie is every day she has to list. So this little computer that's back here, she has to list all the vacant houses that we have in our rental portfolio. So we manage in the Quad Cities. We manage like 1,150 houses or something. And right now we have like 14 vacant houses. So she lists them twice a day. So she listed 28 listings yesterday on Craigslist. So then doesn't take her very long. So she needed more work to do. So I say, so she has to do that piece. That's priority. That gets done first. I always tell her, make sure that happens first. Then you move to the next thing, which is my cash buyers. So then she had 75 cash buyers to my list. And then lastly, I have her looking for turnkey. So I think I mentioned to you guys, one of the good ways to find buyers right now is with turnkey providers, okay? I'm a turnkey provider. I sell houses turnkey. That's part of one of my strategies, okay? So with that, turnkey buyers are going crazy right now. They're buying houses as fast as ever is because all these buyers need property. So the buyers are these people that are, so think about what a turnkey provider does. A turnkey provider sells a property at a good price so that there's cash flow, right? They typically are Midwest companies. There's cash flow after you take the rent, you subtract out the mortgage, taxes, insurance, maintenance, management, vacancy, all that stuff. There's cash flow. Well, those people that were in the stock market, those people that haven't bought in 5 years, those people that have had cash on the sidelines waiting to buy, those people that are, instead of putting more money in the stock market, they've got a business that makes all this money. Instead of putting more in the stock market, they're just putting that in real estate. Those people want turnkey properties. They're too busy. They're doctors, they're attorneys, they're business owners. They have too much cash coming in. They can't deploy it quick enough. They're afraid of the stock market. They want a turnkey property. They want to make a phone call, get a property under contract, and get cash flow coming in. Those buyers are buying. So what we're doing is we're reaching out to all the turnkey buyers around the Midwest and seeing if they have, we're going so heavy into marketing that we're getting more deals than what our buyers can handle. So what we'll do is we'll reach out to those cash buyers or those turnkey providers and say, hey, do you have any overflow? Do you have more buyers or more properties? And the people that say, man, we've got all this opportunity, we got all these buyers hitting us up, but we can't produce the properties fast enough. Okay, great. Send me over one of your buyers to buy one of my turnkeys, and I'll cut you back a fee. So that's kind of what we're working right now, and it works amazing. So you guys can do the same exact thing. You don't have to be a turnkey provider. All you have to do is find those turnkey providers, get a deal under contract, and sell the deal to the turnkey provider, and they'll pay cash for it.
How do you find them?
Okay, so all you do, again, I have Leslie do this. All you do is do a Google search for, in fact, what I'll do, Tara, is I will send you my system that I gave to Leslie on the how to do this, the step-by-step. You guys can just hand it off to your virtual assistant, and then they will have my system. But ultimately, all you're doing, it's super, super simple. You're going in and taking the city that you're in. So Rod, where do you
Actually, I'm in Columbus, Ohio, and I did that because you mentioned that last week. I went on the Facebook page. There's about 2,600 members of this real estate group here in Central Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
And I just put a post like, hey, who's buying in this post-COVID-19 era? I got 20 buyers over the weekend.
Boom. Now, here's the thing.
Emails.
So now what you need to do, so you could do that, Tara, what Rod did. We
Right.
did a little bit different. We just went in and Googled turnkey real estate provider and the city in Google. And we found, so every day, so we do that. And so Leslie's job every day, first she lists Craigslist ad, priority 1. Second, she gets me 75 cash buyers in the Quad Cities. Third priority, she has to add 20 new turnkey providers to our list. So now what you do is so I have Leslie do a search. So she's got their name. She does a search for their emails. She does a search for their phone number. And then I have that number. Now, what I do is I have Bianca reach out, that's on my team. Bianca then reaches out and sends them an email that just asking, hey, do you have overflow? Are you looking for, to make a fee just by sending us a buyer that can close on one of your houses? Some people are like, no, I'm actually I need buyers, and they don't know the strategy. So they're just kind of stuck. So, but some of them are saying, yeah. So we found one person out of the Kansas City market that is doing like 15 deals a month with us right now. So this strategy is powerful. Those people have, they need properties. They're, so Rod, just now your next step is you have to build a relationship with these guys. You have to call them up. You have to find out, get them on the phone if you can, if at all possible. Sometimes it's hard. Get them on the phone and just find out what it is that they want and just start sending them deals as your deal flow comes in. Okay, so what I'll do, Tyler, please make a note to have Amanda send everybody in the group our process for finding turnkey buyers. Now, guys, on the cash buyers piece, what I'm doing, I taught you guys this, but just a reminder, we cheat on this. This is a super simple strategy, but we do it the cheat way. What I do is I belong to what is it? The real it's Cameron. I gave you guys, didn't we give them the link so you got a better deal? Affiliate. Yeah. So Cameron Dunlop has this cash buyers list. Okay. I think we went over this in our training, and I think we sent you. But make
You
a
did
note.
send us, Matt, you did send it to us.
You guys
yes.
got that. Okay, great. So we go on there. So Leslie logs into that. And the problem with his system is you can only download so many names, and then they max out and you're not allowed to download anything. It's not usable. So you get this name, but you can't put it in a spreadsheet. So it's perfect data entry for a virtual assistant. So Leslie logs in, does the search, and literally physically types out into the spreadsheet the data that she sees. So we'll get this buyer bought this property who lives here. She puts it in a spreadsheet. We add that to our buyers list. Does that make sense? So we can't download the spreadsheet because you can only download so many, and we just go crazy. So once we max out, then it's just data entry time for Leslie, which she does it super fast. She doesn't spend hardly any time on this. And now we have that cash buyers. I have her do research, so you can do a skip trace. I actually have Leslie do it a little old-fashioned because sometimes skip tracing an email is not super accurate. But I want to send an email and sell a house, right? I talked to you guys about that. Send an email, sell a house. Send an email, sell a house. Yesterday I sent a text, sold a house. But what you want to do is have your VA search for that name of that cash buyer and see if she can find the email address. Guys, you can find anything on Google now. It's almost better to do it that way than skip trace, especially if you've got a virtual assistant doing it that's quick at the whole process. So then we just add them into MailChimp. And now all of a sudden, when we get a property under contract, we send it to our turnkey buyers, or our cash buyers. Then boom, we just get it sold quick because we got a lot of buyers. Now I am working on something right now that is so badass. You guys are going to freak out. What it is I told you guys about the app Landglide, right? I told you about that. And I really was trying to get, the VA to be able to log into Landglide on an iPad, and we just could not get it figured out. It's not doable. So we were like, crap. So we did some research and we figured out that Landglide has a sister company that you can subscribe to. It's a desktop or a laptop version. And so we subscribe to it, and it is so powerful. It's way more powerful than even the app is. And so now here's what we're working on right now. I'm literally testing this as we speak. I just got a house under contract yesterday. So what we did was we got the house under contract. We run it through the Landglide website, and we pull we go 15 blocks. So we draw a circle around 15 blocks around the house, and every single entity that owns 2 properties within that 15 block area or more, we are pulling their data, and Landglide gives you all this information. Now you have to pay for this. That's the downfall. It costs a little bit of money. So we're estimating we'll have about $200 into the search for every one deal. But if we can make an extra $3 or $4 grand on that house, it totally makes it worth it, because we have so many more buyers. So what we're doing is we're drawing a circle or a square around it. We got 15 block area. We pull all those buyers.
Scraping parcel data.
Yeah, so it scrapes all the parcel data. And now we have anybody that's got 2 or more properties, we know they're an active investor, right? They're in real estate. We are now going to send them a cold call or text message. I don't want to do direct mail because it's too slow, because I want to go fast, right? You get a house under contract, it's wholesaling, man. You guys got to go quick. So we're going to do a text message and cold call, and we're just going to say something simple. Hey, my name's Matt. I just bought a house in a neighborhood where you own a couple properties. Didn't know if you were interested in buying more, but if you're interested in learning more about this property I have at a wholesale price, hit me back. So that's what we're working on right now. Literally, that part of it will probably go today or tomorrow. So now, in this little 15, now we're in the Quad Cities, it's small. So in this 15 little block area, we got, how many people had 2 houses or more, Tyler? Was it 88?
So everyone that had 2 houses or more was 80 out of a list of 800.
So in a 15 block, to get this math, you guys. So out of a 15 block area, there's 800 parcels, okay?
Oh, gosh.
Out of those 800 parcels, 80 people own 2 properties or more. And a lot of these people they did not show up on any of my cash buyers list.
25 had 3 or more.
25 people had 3 or more properties.
5 had 6 or more.
5 had 6 or more properties. So guess what? We're going to sell this property to one of these buyers and make $15,000. Now my average fee is 5 or 10, but I know this is going to work. So now we have the data. We know the people buying. People love to buy properties where they already have properties. So now what we're going to do is, let's say some people say, no, I don't want any more properties. Okay, great. How are you looking to sell any of the properties you currently own? We'll get leads that way. And then on top of that, the other 720 people that only own 1 property there, guess what we're going to do with them? Find out if they want to sell their house. So with one move, we're going to see if we can find buyers to sell the property to, make more money, find other buyers that want to sell, make money from them, and then resell to another person in the same neighborhood. And then third, we're going to see if we can find homeowners that want to sell. And we've already pulled the data. We only have to pay for it once, right? So I'm building that sweet process right now. When I get that, I'm giving you guys, I'm going to charge everybody else for it. If I decide to sell it, I'm not even sure if we will, but I'm going to give it to you guys for nothing. If I decide to sell it, it's probably going to be a couple $100. So maybe more, I'm not sure. But anyway, it's pretty powerful. So get ready, guys, because it's going to be next level stuff.
Matt, I forgot. What is Land Glide exactly? Is that just where you can pinpoint all the parcels?
Give them the website. That's where you can get the list from. It's Report All USA.
I'll just send you guys a link with all the data. But Jeff, just as a short, quick, what it is, it's a data company. They, in an instant, you can know every single person, every single owner of every parcel in the country. It doesn't matter.
It's like Google Maps, but it shows parcel data.
Yeah. So imagine you go Google Map something, and instead of just knowing the address on the Google Map, you know who owns it, when they bought it, how much they paid for it, everything. It's
I got you.
powerful.
Yeah, boy, we'd love to have that information. That'd be great.
So, Tara, back to you real quick. What are some of the stuff you're struggling with?
So I just feel like I'm in the weeds. I really think that I have a great VA. I was trying to look for a VA that could do everything, including cold calling, and I just decided to just go for somebody that was really great.
Yeah.
He's probably not going to be able to do the cold calling.
That's actually okay, because what happens is the cold caller is a different personality type, remember?
Right.
My cold callers do not do C personality stuff. That's just not their thing.
Right. So because I got him so quickly and I wasn't up to speed on all the other things like the Podio and whatever, I feel like I'm like piecemealing it together, and he's great. You know, he's coming up with ideas and he's offering me, you know, different things. And I just don't want him to, you know, I'm going to spend some time on it this weekend.
Okay, let's back up. So So first of all, I don't like when you say he's giving you ideas. That's not good. And the reason is because, and that's cool that he's willing to do that, but I want you to be in control, and I want you to be precise on, hey guy, here's what we do. So let's back up for a second. And this is, Tara, this is totally normal. And it's just, that's the cool part of these meetings that we're doing. Let's back up. What is the first thing we need to have the VA do for you?
I had him working on my data finder list, and now he's working on a cash buyers list.
Perfect. That's exactly what I like hearing. Now, your data finder is a skip trace service. What list are you skip tracing? Are you skip tracing the vacant list for
Yes.
exact data? Okay,
Yes.
That's good, because that's a simple phone call. So that's very easy to pull. You can have anybody, you can do that yourself, or you can have anybody do it. There's really no process to it, right?
Right.
Okay, so that's good. No, that's good. So you've got your exact data list. You're teaching the VA's learning how to do data finder. You sent him our system on that, right? You just sent him that part?
Oh, I had already done that before I hired him.
Oh, you already did the data finder piece. Okay.
Right.
So you can have a conversation with him and say, listen, I already did this for this batch, but here's the system on how to, you can just have a conversation with him. Hey, I bought this list. This list is a vacant house list. And what I do, once we have the house, we know the address, but we don't know how to contact these people. Now, the reason we like to contact them is because we could text them. We could send them direct mail. We could cold call them. And next time I do this, I need to pull a list, because just say we pull a list every 5, 6, 7 weeks. Just say, I'm going to have you do it. So here's the process. Let me send it to you. Here's how to do a data finder. I want you to go through this and go through it step by step, and just ask me if you understand it or if you have any questions on it. And if he goes through it and says, yeah, this is easy, no problem, then next time you get a list, you send it to him and let him do the data finder piece. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that totally makes sense. I think what I'm caught up in is this whole Podio thing, because I know all the information needs to go into Podio. So, you know, I don't want just like miscellaneous pieces of paper. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So what happens is the leads that you get. So like, okay, so you have the data finder list. You've done that. You've got the list. You've skip traced the list. Now you're getting cash buyers, right? But what marketing are you doing with the list to get leads?
I'm going to do a mailing.
Okay. That's another thing that you can teach your VA to do. Now, when that mail lead comes in, so let's say you send out your postcards. I want you to try to do that this week.
Mm-hmm.
Send out your postcards. Now that lead, somebody's going to get the postcard. They're going to pick up the phone. They're going to make a phone call. Where does that phone call lead to?
Well, it's a phone number that comes to my phone.
Okay, so that could be a problem, because are you going to be able to answer the phone enough to be able to do that? And then you're going to have to jump into your own Podio in order to data entry all that stuff, right?
Okay. Right.
So what I would do, my personal opinion, is that number needs to go to, I personally, how I do it. Now I didn't do this from day one. You can inch your way into this. But if you want to do a lot of deals, it needs to be a system. So what happens for my company is that postcard gets delivered. That person picks up the phone because they want to sell their house.
Right.
And they call. They will call, and they actually goes to Answer One or Nexa. Nexa answers the phone, and then they fill out a Google form, right, Ty? It's a Google form.
They're right in Podio.
You guys are on Podio. So what happens is when Answer One picks up the phone with your account, it comes through. They all do this magically behind the scenes. They're filling out your Podio. You're not even doing that part. So your Podio, that lead gets inputted, and you're only paying Answer One a small number for the time they're on the phone. That's it. So they send you a bill just for the time they're on the phone. So it's going to be very small. So they put the lead in. You get an automatic email that lead, there's a new lead. Now you get to go into your Podio and review the lead and start from there to see if it's a good lead or bad lead, right?
Right.
So that's your decision time. Like, okay, I want to automate my business. I want to have a virtual business. Do I want my VA to get the phone call? Do I want it to come to my cell phone? Do I want it to go to an answering service? Your call, but personally, I don't think you want those leads coming to your cell phone. You will not be able to handle the volume, or even if the volume, it's going to catch you at the worst time. You're going to be sitting here working, and your phone's going to ring. You're not going to have your laptop in front. Now you have to try to figure out how to input a lead through. You see what I'm saying?
No, I agree. And actually, I have another question. Maybe this could solve this. RYAR, I knew it was coming. They put out a new, I don't know, statute or law that if you are, this is across the United States, it was started as of May 1st, that if you were a realtor, you had to put, your property in MLS. You weren't allowed to market it. You weren't allowed to market properties that weren't in MLS. So, I'm thinking, okay, my license is coming up. I'm going to renew it, but hopefully then not have to really deal with it. But I'm thinking, like, could I put a different name on the postcard?
You should put your LLC. You don't have to run. So you personally are a real estate agent, right?
Right.
But your company isn't.
Right.
So you need to talk to your real estate attorney on this, but this is how I see this happening, because there's going to be and honestly, you can choose as a real estate agent. You can choose whether or not you want to list you need to look at the laws and make sure that everything you're saying is 100% true.
Right.
But you shouldn't be required as a real estate agent to list your property on the MLS. You should be able to sell it by owner. I would look into that law really close. Secondly, is if the property is owned by an LLC, which you own, but it's not owned by you personally, that's probably your loophole.
Right.
Find out. I had to have a conversation. I'd write out all your questions and have them prepared, and then call your attorney in that state, because every state's different. I know we are a broker in Iowa and Illinois, and none of that's been in my attorney. Every time a new law is passed, he picks up the phone, he calls me and says, Matt, this is the new law. Make sure you do this or that. and I have not got that phone call.
Okay.
So I would look into it a little further, but again, make sure you understand the rules, be confident with the rules. But I'm pretty sure that that's not 100% accurate. For them to say you have to list something on the MLS, realtors are going to be quitting like crazy because everybody wants. Realtors not going to pay an extra fee to sell a house they already have a buyer for. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I would just look into that a little closer. But getting back to it is make sure you have your lead goes in, get it in Podio, and then start analyzing the lead and see if it's a good lead or bad lead. If it's no equity, it's not worth your time, it's a bad lead. If it's good lead, move forward, figure out the value of it, and then start making offers. I really want to get you guys to offer, like offers as the next. Is anybody making offers right now? Has anybody made any offers yet?
Yeah,
Bader, you have.
a few a week.
Okay. But you've got a little momentum here as well. Ravi, I know you were working on several things with your VAs. What's going on with you? What's the latest?
Okay, I hired one VA for part-time 4 hours. She's a real estate broker in Philippines, and she worked with somebody in past in real estate investment in 2015.
Okay.
I hired her. I got a list from Exact Data and using a cold calling service on calling. We already called like 4,000 dials on it, but whatever leads we got out of it, we got like 11 leads, and I called back. But in our market, it's the same issue. Everybody's asking for price, shopping for a price. Like there's no pain to sell.
So you got to remember a couple things. One is there's a denial period. When a market goes into a recessionary period, I went through it in 2008, same thing. There's a denial period. They're going to have a certain number of people that are just in denial. They're like, nope, I talked to my real estate agent and the market's not going down. It's just moving sideways and it's going to go right back up and I'm going to sell then. So that's part of it. And then Ravi, on top of that, you're in California and you're in a competitive market. I think Fresno, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's going to be, that the ratios could be a little harder for you.
Yeah.
So here's the thing is you call 4,000, you got 11 leads. Now out of those 11 leads, why not make an offer? You can make an offer with an inspection contingency. See if you have a buyer for it. You know what I mean?
I tried that on 3 of them and the guy just hung up.
Okay. And why is that? Was your offer was it too low?
Here's the interesting thing that happened. The very first day of the calling, VA called me that he got a really good lead. It's a duplex in Fresno, very nice location, very nice property, ARV 360. And the guy's out of state in Florida, 79 years old. He said, I want 95 for it.
Okay.
And when I got the lead, I called him right away and he said, yes, I want 95 for it. I said, okay. I kept kind of silence. And then he said, is it too much for that? And I got really excited about it. It's been like first time I've been hearing something like this with such a positive way. So and he said, I have to go to hospital right now and I'll get back to you. Call me tomorrow afternoon. So I called tomorrow afternoon and he said, somebody else picked up the phone and I asked John. And he said he's in the hospital. And I said, and he said, I asked him, can I talk to his wife because she was on the property as well? And he said no, she's sick too. And then he kept on asking me, why are you calling? He said, I had a word with John yesterday regarding a property in Fresno. I just want to make sure when is a good time to talk to him. And he said he don't have any right in the property. What's your offer? Tell me your offer. I said, well, John told me he's interested in selling yesterday, and I just want to make sure I'm talking to the right person. I said, I'm telling you, he has no right on the property.
Well, I would, that's a follow-up. Okay. Set your follow up in 2 weeks and get that guy back on the phone that you actually talk to, because what could happen is this guy you were talking to, it could be a son that wants to inherit the property.
That's what I mean. That's what I thought. He might have interest in the property or something.
Yes, you got to follow back up. So here's the thing. So you got 4,000 dials, that's awesome. But guess what? You can't just call once. You got to keep calling through them.
Yeah.
So your cold callers got to go back through them. Some people won't answer. So then you got to take those dials and then you got to turn those in text messages through lead.
I was going to ask you, I signed up for Statics
Mhm.
for RVM. Did you ever use them for messaging as well or no?
Yeah. For RVM for texting, no, we use Lead Sherpa for that.
Okay.
Yep.
I've never ever tried that. It's not worth it, or?
Well, here's the thing, you guys. Here's the one thing I like Lead Sherpa for texting because they follow all the laws very closely. And with texting, you got to be careful. You don't want to mass text 500 people at a time. You have to, and so Sherpa does it's just one text at a time. And so, so I like that about the Sherpa thing. There's no gray area that's just 100% legal way to do it. So so that's why we go that route.
Okay.
So where do those leads go? Do they also put those leads in Podio?
That once the person texts back and analyzes it in Lead Sherpa, they push a button and it creates a lead.
Yeah. So what happens is they push a button. It's all automated. Once they text back and they're interested, they push a button. It goes into Podio, and now you have a lead. Now you have a notification.
Okay.
So what I use RVM for, Robbie, to answer your question, what I typically you just have to be really careful, you guys, because there's so many laws, and you just don't want to violate any laws. I primarily use RVM for following up with leads I've already had and talked to. Okay. Some people use it to just drop new messages to, and I've done that in the past, but I'm just very nervous about it. I know where I do it in Illinois and Iowa, there's no regulation behind it, and I can do that. But when I'm teaching other people, I like to make sure, because I don't know the laws in every state. So, so what I do, so I know that if you just spam somebody with a voicemail in some states, and I think Florida is the one that's kind of like starting to crack down on it right now. I haven't heard of any other states, but I don't know for sure. But for my knowledge, only Florida right now. But it's considered almost like spam when you drop like that. But if you already have a relationship with the person and you've talked to them before, it's not. So that's why we drop the RVM on the leads we've already talked to. So like for you, Robbie, you've got 11 new leads right now, right? Yeah. In a month, you're going to have 150 new leads or 500 leads. That's going to build every month. And you'll be able to wake up one day like what I have and like what Ryan's done. I believe Ryan, I know I told Ryan to do this. I'm pretty sure he probably has. You'll be able to wake up one day and say, hey, I got 1,000 leads or 5,000 leads in my Podio system. I'm going to hit a button, boom, drop voicemails and get deals. That's what we're doing right now to get a lot of deals, because I've spent all these years. Now I do this every 2 or 3 months, regardless of COVID-19. We wait every 2-3 months and then we hit them hard. Right now we're hitting them hard because of the COVID-19 that's given us opportunity. So people that we've talked to in the past that we've made offers on houses, but we couldn't come together on the price. Now we use RVM to reach back out, because in one click of a button, you can send it to 100 people at a time, 200 people at a time, 500 at a time. And then leads come in with people that say, man, yeah, we couldn't come to an agreement 2 years ago, but I want to sell. Like we just put a house under contract like that, just like yesterday or the day before. So, so that's what I like to use RVM for.
Okay. So only use direct mailing, cold calling, and text messaging as reaching out to lists?
So that and all the free stuff you can do that I talked to about you guys last week. You should be doing all that. Your VA should be helping you with that. Scraping Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, right? All of those, you should make offers on the MLS, you know, scraping the MLS for houses that have had a price reduction recently or vacant or that are listed as is. Like that's all. We do 2 to 4 deals a month off the MLS. I was making 50% offers. So if an asking price was $100,000, we'd make an offer for $50,000. I only got one deal like that after a lot of offers. So we bumped it up 10%. So now we're 40% below asking, and I'm getting offers accepted and counter offers coming through very quickly now. So That's another way you can, calling for sale by owners, going on Zillow, looking for sale by owners on Zillow. All of that stuff, you guys, you should be making offers on. If you could do one deal a month from Craigslist, and one deal a month from Zillow, and one deal a month from Facebook Marketplace, and one deal a month from scraping the for sale by owner sites, and one deal a month from MLS or two, all of a sudden you've got deals every week closing from all these different channels. And then you've got your direct mail working, your cold calling working, your texting working, RVM, like all of this stuff starts to work together, and you wake up one day and you have a real business that has income coming in and you're closing almost every day. That's what gets exciting. And if you do it right and you put all these pieces together like I'm showing you guys, then you're not doing the work a virtual assistant is.
Yeah. So for VA, I have a VA which she started on Monday, and I've been training her with your videos on stuff.
Awesome.
What exactly should I have her start doing first? I mean, I kind of explained her the whole concept of wholesaling, how everything works, and she's pretty good at it. She's kind of dedicated, to be honest. I asked her to work for 4 hours from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. California time, but I because I made a TeamViewer thing on the computer separate, and I came back right around 12 midnight, and she was still watching videos and stuff, trying to learn.
Okay, cool. By the way, you guys, I know, just so you know, none of my, just as a side note, none of my virtual assistants even know what wholesaling is. They have no idea about the concept. They don't know anything about it. They just know the tasks that I give them. See what I'm saying? They really don't have to understand what wholesaling is. They just have to be really good at the task you've given them. I keep mentioning this, but I'll say it again right now. Discretion is the enemy of duplication. Like, I really don't want them to think for themselves. That's why Tara, I said, hey, I don't want an opinion, because I from your VA, because I don't really want them to think. I just want them to react to the systems I've built and be a robot and give me what I need. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so Ravi, to answer your question, what do you want to have them do? First of all, this VA, what is their disc test? What was their personality type? A what?
C.
A D?
C.
C. Oh, okay. So they're a detail oriented. They're a task oriented. You got to give them task oriented things. So you could have them run your texting. You could have them pulling your lists. You could have them do your data entry. You could have them scraping all of the free ways to do to make offers. You could have them pulling your cash buyers list and building that. A million different things. Basically, and you guys, I've said all this multiple times, but it takes a minute to let it sink in. So I'm okay with repeating myself, because that's how you learn, right? For 2 days you got hit with so much stuff, it's hard to retain everything. So what happens is you want to make sure that you got to put all the pieces together kind of simultaneously, right? You need cash buyers, for example. So you could give them the cash buyers piece and give them a task. Hey, I want you to work for 1 hour today and build the cash buyers list for 1 hour. Then for 1 hour, I want you to learn how to search Zillow for potential leads that I can make offers on, right? And just give them a task to do, and then see how they do it, and then course correct if needed. But you've got to get the main goal. I don't want you guys to get off path here. The main goal is 1, get leads in, right? That's rule number 1. Get in leads. My business is dead if I don't have leads, okay? Get leads in. Rule number 1. Rule number 2, make offers. Rule number 3, get cash buyers on your list. If you guys just focus on those things and then figure out how to use your virtual assistants through all the training I've given you to do those tasks for you, you should be sitting back as the conductor, just watching these things happen. Okay, my VA is going to go on Zillow every day and do this. I'm going to do cash buyers over here and get this. And you start seeing the pieces come together, and all of a sudden, like, boom, there's a good deal, and I got a cash buyer over here for it. Does that make sense? Yeah. So, again, notepad. I don't have my yellow notepad. Don't know where it went, but notepad. I'm working. I'm going through my day. I'm writing. I got my line drawn down the middle. I'm doing something I don't like and I'm not good at. Boom, write that down. Then get a VA on that. See what I'm saying? Just break it down super simple and get VAs on the stuff that you should not be doing with your time.
So Matt, I just want to make sure I've got this correct. So I send out the postcard and the phone number. So you said that Nexus answers phones and will fill out an intake form?
So answer one is now called Nexa, right? Nexa. And yes, if they're an answering service, if you call them and set up an account, all that stuff's in our how-tos.
Okay.
And they charge you by the minute they're on the phone. So it's super cheap. So then they will literally, the way they're set up, and you have the Podio system, when a lead comes in, their phone answers, and they got all this fancy software, and they know it's your lead, okay, through everything that's happening, the phone number and everything. They pick up the phone and they enter that data into Podio, your Podio. They hang up with the phone and you automatically get sent a notification that you have a new lead to work on.
Okay, so that's where I'm not sure. You actually get a phone number from them and you put that phone number.
Good.
Do they give phone numbers? I know we always give them a number.
We bypass it because we want to be able to track our marketing pieces.
Yeah.
But they can give you one.
Yeah, so you could do something. So Tara, what we do is we set up CallRail, okay? And the reason we did CallRail is because we do so much marketing. We do cold calling. We do texting. We do direct mail. We do this. We do that. We have vans. I have 15, 20 maintenance vans with a phone number on the back. I have dumpsters. And I want to know what my marketing's working because I'm spending all this money every single month on marketing. I want to eliminate the marketing that's not working or squish it and blow up the marketing that is working, right? Every market's different. What Ravi does in California might be different than what I do in Iowa. Maybe postcard works amazing for me, but cold calling is best for him or vice versa.
Right.
So because of all that marketing, I like to track statistics. I want to know what my cost per lead is. I want to know what my cost per contract is. So your Podio does all that for you, but you have to have it set up with the right phone number. So you have to know when the phone rings and it goes from a certain phone number, that's tracked. So you'll know, hey, with my direct, with this, for example, with my Google my Google View postcard with my exact data vacant list, that's this phone number right here, okay? So and you might say, I'm going to use that phone number for that marketing piece. And CallRail makes this all super simple. You guys go through CallRail and you'll see. But then you might say, for my cold calling, I want to use this phone number, okay?
Right.
So then when that number comes in, you give those numbers to answer one, and they're tied directly to you. When somebody picks up that postcard and decides they want to sell their house and they call the number, then they load that lead in. Now that's tracked through your Podio.
Okay.
So it's a lot of moving parts, but it's once you set it up, it's super simple, it's automated, and then you know what's working. Because let's say you say, hey, I really want to build this thing. I'm going to do cold calling. I'm going to do texting. I'm going to do direct mail, plus all the other channels that you do. And you realize, man, I'm doing deals. I did 5 deals last month. But you looked at your data and you're like, man, every time I close a cold call lead, I'm spending $3,000 per lead to close that cold call lead. But my direct mail over here is only $1,500. So now you say, let's do less cold calling and let's do more direct mail. See what I'm saying?
Right.
That's why it's important. So that's why we look at everything really, really closely. And I'll just tell you guys right now, typically texting's the cheapest per lead. So I think everybody should have texting as part of their deal. But direct mail for me is for me in Iowa, in my business, direct mail is the most consistent form of our leads. We get more leads from that than anything.
So again, because I'm just like not getting this. So the phone number that you put on that postcard, you either get from CallRail or you just produce a Google number?
Yep, you could do either one. Yep,
Okay.
you got it.
Can you have your VA, like if you had your phone routed to your VA as opposed to Answer One or Nexa? I mean, how would a VA, I mean, would you recommend that if they're like working third shift? I mean, would they?
Yeah, so what you would do is if you wanted to set this up as a perfect 24-hour system, you could do it with VAs. I just think you'll spend more money because, so let's say, for example, you have you have 3 shifts, okay? First shift, second shift, third shift. And you're like, okay, I'm going to hire 3 VAs and they're going to be there to answer the phone, first, second, or third shift. If a call comes in, it routes to this person during these hours, it routes to this, you can set all that up automated, right? But here's the problem. Are you paying them to wait there to answer the phone? Because if you are, you're paying them $3 an hour, $4 an hour, whatever. When Answer One, you only get charged once the phone rings, and they are only on the phone for 60 seconds. You see what I'm saying? Guys, I think my Answer One bill, now think about the thousands of leads we do. Thousands. 3,000 direct cold calls a week. 15, 20 maintenance vans getting calls all the time. 5,000 postcards a week. Like texting hundreds a day, RVM thousands of people. All those leads go to Nexa, and my monthly bill is like $300 or $400, isn't it, Ty? Something like that.
I think it's a little more than that. But like when I did bandit signs a long time ago, I probably pushed like 200 leads to Answer One, and it was probably 200 something bucks.
Yeah, it's not expensive. You just can't do it any cheaper, in my opinion, over the course of a month. Robbie, did you have a question?
Yeah. So for RVMs and for text messaging, you're routing callbacks to Nexa as well, or to the voicemail?
Well, it goes to the first voicemail, goes to the second voicemail, and then now they've left a voicemail. But all that's run through CallRail. All of that's run through CallRail.
But it doesn't go to the Nexa, right? Because I spoke to Nexa and they're like $25 per month fixed fees, and then $1.50 for every minute.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm signing their contract today, and hoping to send a mail by Friday.
Do me a favor, make a note and just verify that that's the process we're using for RVM.
Because once it bounces between voicemails and it spits out the other end.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're handling those. To answer your question, we're handling those. So you've got the voicemail captured. We just pick up the phone and my acquisitions person makes the call to them from there.
Okay.
Yep.
They're warm if they bounce.
Yeah, that's a very hot lead. They went through both voicemails. That's a red hot lead. Like, you want to get on the phone with them fast. That might be something you can do, right? And if you don't want to do it, I'd hire somebody that's a DI personality to make that call to do acquisitions for you. But it wouldn't be a bad idea for you, Robbie, to jump on the phone with that lead.
Yeah, for now, yes. We have to.
Again, guys, so here's the cool part. I haven't talked to a seller in years, right? But years ago I did. I learned it, and then I hired somebody to do it. You get deal flow. The magic behind this whole thing is right now you're spending money on this, you're spending money on that, this and that, and this and that. You got to close deals, income coming in, now pressure released, hire people to do it, ramp up more, do more marketing, close more deals, make more money. It's just kind of it's a snowball. Yeah. Who else? Anybody else got a question?
Matt, did you ever do a lead stack leads for at all? And also, do you also do any creative financing with deals, or just straight cash?
Yeah, we don't do any creative financing anymore. Not that it's bad, I just don't. I guess we just got to the level where we could just close deals with cash and had good financing and financials and all that, so it was easy to do that.
Sure.
On the list, are you talking about like list stacking?
Yes.
Yeah,
we have the different levels of motivation and try to find a smaller list with
we do
levels.
that. We do that. Amanda does that. That's in your don't we have training on list stacking, Ty?
Batch lead stacker?
No, it's not. We don't use batch. They want me to switch to them. We use somebody else.
Does that work out pretty well for you?
Yeah, what it does is it saves money on, you don't have to pay. You're not, basically what you're doing is you're avoiding, not only you finding people on multiple lists, but also you're avoiding duplicating all the people and paying for them multiple times.
Right.
We use, who's the,
It holds all your lists. That way, it crosses all.
what's the name of it though? What are we using?
It's called lead stacker.
Do me a favor, just make a note. We'll get that back to you guys and make sure you know what we're using for that.
And
Again,
so
That's
no
something that
creative-
you can have a VA do for you. We do it,
Yeah.
but it's a monthly service, guys. Like, I'm trying to make this as efficient as you can and just get, spend money on what you need for now, and then ramp up as you go, as you start closing more deals and you can afford to pay for more, automate more, and all that stuff, right?
Yes. And with your turnkey buyers, when you sell a turnkey home, are you doing them, are they buying mostly all cash, or are they, some of them getting bank financing on those turnkey deals?
You get to decide that. You get to decide. You can build your business however you want. If you want cash buyers, then that's who you'll add to your list. Some people can only do financing though. So I do both.
Right.
I do both. I'm okay with some finance buyers as long as they're really strong financially, but we do a lot of cash buyers too. And then they just refinance after they're done. They can just pay cash and then refinance later. Once they refinance later, they get most of their cash back. They buy another house.
Got it.
Chris, how's it going? I see you're on now. Maybe you're on. You might be on mute. Might be busy. No problem. All right. Any guys have any other questions on anything? Is this good? Do you like these follow-up deals, you guys?
Oh, yeah, they're very helpful.
Real helpful.
Okay. I know we were planning on 4, but if we need to do a couple more, you guys, I'll do it. I like jumping on. I actually like jumping on and talking about this stuff. It's kind of fun. So next week on Wednesday, we're going to do these at 11 o'clock Central Time. So mark your calendars, put it on, make a note for you so it sets off an alarm. We'll send a prior notice to make sure you guys can jump on time. This whole thing's been recorded. I know Chris jumped on a little late. Jeff, you jumped on a little bit late. But you guys, after this is done, you'll get the whole recording. You can go back and watch the parts you missed. And then we'll just jump on next week, guys. So here's the thing. So let's make progress. I need to get you guys doing the most important things. Leads, offers, cash buyers, right? Push. Get your virtual assistants, teach them a little bit more, get them doing more, take more off your plate. And let's talk about counter offers next week, okay? I want to see you guys make some offers. Deal?
Deal.
Okay. So if there's no more questions, I'm going to jump off. We'll talk to you guys next week. Let's make some progress and get after it. Okay.
Okay.
Hey,
Have a good
thanks,
weekend.
Matt. Appreciate it.
Thanks,
All right.
Matt.
Bye.
Yeah,
All right.
appreciate
Thanks,
it, man.
guys. We'll see you later.
See ya.
Bye.